KG Salone.
Know what it is.
Oh, you can't. You ready, yo, 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 yo,
Hey,
yo.
Johnny. What's ready?
How you do?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. How you?
Oh man, you know I'm always chilling, man. Give thanks, man. I always give thanks.
No worries.
All right, man. We gonna jump right into it, man. No small talk. We're gonna jump right into it. But for people to catch you on Monday, and Monday we had the technical difficulty. So I want to give more background. All right.
All right.
So what is first of all, are you a Sierra Leonean?
Man, born in Bo, but I'm from Jala Kumbaya. You know, yeah. Right.
What is your name?
Kenny Sam Gouger. They call me KG Salone. KG stands for Knowledge God. Kenny Gouger. All of those.
So tell me your story, man. Born in Bo, how you end up in Bo to right now, wherever you are right now. So
Man,
give us the backstory.
you know what? Like we said, we give thanks to God, the Almighty. What's up, Dredge? That's my guy. Yeah, man.
Wow, Driz is on.
Yeah, Dredge is
Oh, we got.
right. What's up, Dredge? Yeah, man. But yeah, I was born in Bo. It just happened. My father was in America when I was born, and I didn't know, you know. So when I was born, they had like I guess went to court about whose child I was or whatever, because my mother was married. Anyway,
Okay.
so I ended up
Well, your mother was married to your father or somebody else?
to someone else.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. That's a good. That's,
I got a lot of great stories.
not to get too much in your business. Let me know because they say sometimes I can ask too much. The question can get too personal.
Yeah.
So your mother was married to somebody else.
She was married to somebody. They was like estranged. You know, they weren't not living together anymore. But she met my father. He was going to college and he's going like to CKC.
Okay.
They, you know, I was born. He went to America because the Peace Corps and everybody helped him to get to, you know, America. My uncle Murray, he was already in New York. So Murray,
okay.
But shout out to my uncle Murray Gober. And so he came to New York. I was over there. I didn't know anything. My grandmother got custody of me. My paternal grandmother.
Okay.
Sally Gouger, rest in peace. She was Orthodox Muslim. You know, brought me up. Stayed with her till I was about 7 years old. About 7 years old. I would, you know, continue to try to go to Jala to see my mother when I could. I ran away, you know, all that to try to see my mother. But eventually, you know, I landed up in New York City.
So you moved to, so at that time you had moved to Freetown? Is that what you're saying?
I moved to Freetown about 6, 7 years old, yeah. And
all right,
that was just preparing me for them to bring me to America.
All right, and then how did you end up coming to America, and then who did you live with when you came to the States?
Like I said, my father sent for me. He had got married and everything, and shout out to my mother, rest in peace, Lula Gouger. That's the woman that adopted me. I never said my stepmom, but she's been my mother from the first day I met her. And rest in peace to my biological mother, Agnes Levy, Agnes Tommy. But anyway, when I got to New York and New Jersey, that's who was my mother, who's been my mother, you know, rest in peace. And, you know, it just clicked from there.
Okay, so you came to New York, and how old were you again when you came to New York?
When I finally arrived, I was like 8, turning 9. Yeah.
And then you were in what part of New York?
I was in Brooklyn, then we came to Newark, New Jersey. Then later on, we moved to Lakewood, New Jersey. You know, at my later years before I left to go to the military.
And this was it was in the 90s when you came?
Yeah.
So what was the music scene like when you came when you landed in New York and Jersey?
I don't stay in just the era that we're in, but I always, you know, I'm a music head. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a real hip hop head. Like I study hip hop, and not just hip hop, but I study other music, blues, whatever it is. I love music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, if you listen to my album, you hear different influences of different stuff. You hear some strip club stuff. You hear just different stuff.
We're gonna get into that. You got some little bit of trap music in Sierra Leone to the world. We're gonna get into that.
I bring back some old stuff from Sierra Leone that we grew up listening to. You know, Bob Marley is like my favorite artist in the whole world. So you'll have some type of influence like this for Sierra Leone. That's more of the Bob Marley vibe mind I was in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just I dig into trace a lot to different types of music, man. I just, you know, and then I travel around the world being in the military. So I got influence, you know, being in Japan, being in Korea, being in Germany, wherever it's been, you know, wherever it is. So, you know, just a lot of influences.
So now fast forward, after come to the States and doing the New York, Jersey military, when were you able to go back to Sierra Leone?
I went back to Sierra Leone the first time in '07 when my biological mother passed away.
How old were you at
Then
that time?
at that time I said about 20 something, so six
What
something like that.
what was that like going back after coming
Man,
back?
it was
Yeah, what was that?
it was actually really dope. You know what I'm saying? Like it just under the constant, the circumstances that I went for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was my first time like seeing Sierra Leone with grown eyes. Like everything when I was there, like we'll go to the village and like to cross the little bridge, which was like two logs. To me, it was like this huge, like the London Bridge. And finally, it looked like I'm like, wow, just two logs. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, open my eyes to a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I had this feeling of calm, like just this calm, like, wow, I'm home. This is where I belong. And that's when, I really started taking a
How
change
did
over.
you like? What was that feeling like when you say this? I hear people say that a lot. This is where I belong.
Yeah.
How does that realization of this is where I belong? How does that feel? Like what is that like?
It's just like a feeling that come over you, like it's unexplainable. You know how Christians say they call it the Holy Ghost and they can't explain it?
Yeah.
It's one of those feelings, man. You just get this overwhelming feeling like, wow, like everything just flush out of you, like, damn, I'm home. And the feeling is just like, it's like, I guess it's like saying you went to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the closest, that's euphoria. Like the closest thing to heaven, like, wow, I'm home and it feels this great, to be somewhere where I probably avoided or heard so much bad things about, but I'm here and everything is beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So for us in the diaspora and coming home and getting that feeling is the closest thing we have to heaven. It's like
Right.
Black Americans like coming home and being accepted somewhere where you're not being brutalized and all of those things every day, and you home with people that look like you, that do everything you do, and it just feel like, damn, this is where I belong.
How long that first time going back? How long did you stay for?
I think it was like 3 weeks because I had to get back to the military stuff. But
Yeah.
I remember I saw ISAT or ESAT. I seen what she was saying, and I
Yeah,
was
to get it right, man. ESAT.
yeah, ESAT. I was crying. I'm serious. I was talking to my father because my father took me, and rightfully so because he's the one that took me away. So he came back with me to introduce me. And I remember crying like I don't want to go back. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like I still cry when I go back. I've been back twice since then, and I still cry when it's time to come back because it's just like I'm leaving a child behind, like I'm leaving
Yeah.
my heart behind. You know what I'm saying? So
All right. So
that's
you came back, did a military thing some more,
mhm.
and then after that, when did you go back again after your military obligation?
I went back. I think we went back in 2017 or 17 or 18. I've been going back the last few years a lot,
Yeah.
but I think
So
it was
now
yeah. I think
going back in 17, now how that you went like as yourself, like
I
you
went.
nobody like
I took
which
my wife. I took my wife. We had just got married, so that was 18. Yeah. So
your
we
wife
just
your wife is Sierra or African American?
no. She's African American. The reason I'm in Charlotte because of college also, and because she's from Charlotte. But yeah,
How was that experience as an African American? How was that experience for her?
for her, like she's in love with Sierra Leone. And that's so great to have a partner that see your dream for your
Yeah.
country, especially some place that people talk about so bad, and then when she see it, and then she see why I hustle so much, like for them, and like on first of the month, when I get paid, most of the time I send all my money. Like I'm sitting there looking dumb and like she like what you do? She said, I send my money because the people need it. But instead of her getting mad at me every time, she was like, I understand. You know,
Yeah.
like that's hard for anybody else to accept. Like, when they don't know that struggle.
Right.
She's always there with me. She see me, the drive that I have, and she encourages me. And it's just great to have that type of person by your side. Even my sisters, back home, they were like, yo, that's the best piece that you got. Like the best, ornament.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? There's somebody that can
Yeah, and that track you did, was it June? I didn't, my notes is in my other notebook,
today.
but June 24th, was it June 24th, 20?
Today, I take you. Yeah, that joint. Yeah, the 24th.
That was a hot track.
Yeah.
And I love that's a hot track.
Yeah.
That's a hot track. So
This
she
video
deserved
coming
it
out
all.
this week or next week, matter of fact, for that joint.
Oh, you got a video for that coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, okay, we're gonna dive into the music. I just want to get some more backstory. Then we're gonna dive into Sierra Leone to the world.
Okay.
All right, okay, so 2017.
Mm.
Did you dabble into music when you went in 2017?
I did. I did. Actually, I had dropped I had a single called Mama Used to Say. I had a single over here. I did a joint. It's about my mom because it was the 3rd anniversary of her death. So
Okay.
what I did, originally I write, like I was saying before, I write a lot. I write poetry, I write books, I write movies, everything. So I had wrote this
Oh
song.
yeah, we didn't talk about your acting. We didn't
Yeah.
talk. But go ahead, we'll get into that.
Oh, we'll get there. But I had wrote this song for some other artists to go to the studio to perform. And the day come and nobody really showed up. So I'm like, man, I could do this. I do it. You know, I just never wanted to be the one rapping, I say.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even though I do it, so I went in the studio and I recorded it. You know what I'm saying? I went to a place called Greensboro. Me and shout out to Drash, and he knows.
This was in North Carolina. You'd already been in North Carolina
Yeah, I
at
had
this
been
time.
to North Carolina. So this like 4 years ago. So
Okay.
I made the song Mama Used to Say. And then what's so crazy because my mom used to sing this song. And I was like, that would be dope if I got the original artist that sang the song on this thing. So for some reason I started doing the research and I reached out to the artist named Junior. He was an artist back in the 80s who sang the original song Mama.
Wait, you reached out to the original Mama. Mama used
Yeah,
to say,
yeah,
"Take your time, young man."
yeah. And I
The
sang
original artist.
for sure. That's how good
Oh.
God is to me, man. So I reached out to him and he was like, send me the song. So I sent him what I did. And he was like, yo, I love it. And then on top of that, he had just lost his mom not too long before that. So he was like, yo, this song really like helps me as well. So he was like, take my song, break it down, do whatever you want to do with it. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gave me that consent. So I had made the song and everything, you know, and I was just keeping it because for my mom's anniversary, you know, death anniversary. I wasn't really going to do nothing with it. Eventually I posted it and all that, but it wasn't for me to become a rapper or none of that. It wasn't.
So then, what was the response? What was the response? Wait. Where did you? So you did it in the studio,
I did it in
and,
what was that?
and
2016, 17.
and then where did you post it?
I think I put it on SoundCloud or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But at first I just held it because I let like family listen to it. My father listened to it, all of that. It was like, I like this, you know, it's good. But I didn't
So
put
what was,
anything else up.
when did you start? When did you start getting some response from it?
I was getting response from the jump about it. You know what I'm saying? But
Really?
I wasn't like putting it out. It wasn't because usually I promote other artists. I never
Yeah.
promote myself as an artist. You know, even though I would write and do all this stuff, I didn't promote myself as an artist. And then I went back. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do another song, just playing around. Me and my man Drag, and we did "You Are My World," and that's me playing around with sounds and stuff like that. And you know, I wrote it right there in the studio, and we just did it. And then that's the song I had with me when I went to Sierra Leone the second time. And I just happened to go to, I think it was DJ Henzo or B Show. I couldn't remember. But anyway, it was like, I gave them the song. They started.
Right. Oh, by the way, Eastside is on. Eastside is on. We just.
Hey, what's up, beautiful? How you doing? Yeah.
Okay, so Enzo.
Right. So, you know, but the song just, you know, took on its own. Then we shot the video there, you know, my whole time, you know, going to Bitima, going to Jala Komboya, you know, we got all that in there. So that was love.
All right, so we halfway through 3:15. You know, I gotta hit that 30-minute mark hard. It goes fast, right? It goes real fast, man.
Yeah.
So second half, man. I want to dive into the album, man. This this dot, man. If I wasn't gonna interview you, I wouldn't have like dove into it the way I did. I'm like, yo, it's nice, man.
Yeah.
All right, so you know, the first one. So you're talking about Driz. You kicked. Okay, so the album. What's the name of the album?
The album was called Salone to the World, and you know, KG Salone. But it's not just because of my name. It's Salone to the World is what the objective is. That's what I tell to all artists. When I speak to them, I'm like, Salone to the World. When I'm speaking to Cal De Niro, Salone to the World, because the objective is for people to know where Sierra Leone is. You know, like the more the people, because I'm in the military and they telling me, like, I say, I'm from Sierra Leone. They're like, what's that? I said, it's a country in West Africa. So people don't even know what Sierra Leone
Oh,
is.
they gonna know us,
Yeah,
man. They
like
gonna know us.
look,
They gonna know us,
they
man.
gonna learn today.
They
Well,
gonna learn today.
right. Well, cause for real, like they don't know what it is. And then on top of that, like when I'm getting ready to travel, they would have me doing all these terrorist reports and all this stuff, and I'm like, we're not even terrorists. We're like the most peaceful people on
Peaceful,
earth.
yo,
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
who comes in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
so my
all
whole
right,
goal
so
is for people to know what Sierra Leone is, pay attention to what Sierra Leone is, and I bet you if they do their DNA history, they're gonna have a direct link to Sierra Leone, and that's
so
what I tell people. So
so now I'll ask people, and I think I asked ESAT the same thing. Like, is the music to you a passion project, or is it a business? You looking to make money off it, or is it more like a passion project where you want to convey a message?
nah, the reason why I'm doing the music, probably didn't get to cover that. We covered that last time. But the reason I'm doing the music is for Sierra Leone. So, I know people like making diss records and this and that. I'm not here for that. I'm here for peace. For real. I used to be the type of dude getting in trouble, going, getting in all type of mess. But I was like, that's not what I came to this country for. So my whole thing is to help Sierra Leone, to feed Sierra Leone, which I'm doing right now. To
You
give
got a nonprofit too. We're gonna touch on that at the end.
So I mean, like that's my whole thing. So when you see my album is produced by Sierra Leone producers, it produced. I mean, I got Sierra Leone artists on there. Everything,
So
everything.
let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. That
Yeah,
first track with Driz. What's the
yeah,
story in that on the first track?
yeah. Let the tune play. That's I did like my part to the song like way before, and then Driz happened to be in the studio with Bosh, and they was vibing back and forth working on some of Driz material, and I was like, yo, can I get a verse from Driz? And Driz, I know he busy, but after a while, after he did his tour in Europe and all that came back, he blessed me with a verse, man. So I'm just been trying to contact him so we could do a video to it. Driz is like, oh man, we gotta do a video. People love it.
That first track is fire, man. I was like, yo, what the hell? I've not heard this yet, man.
Yeah.
And then you got Follow Me
Yes.
with
Sister
what's her
Miss
name?
B.
It
Miss B.
what's her name? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was just she and I we did a track prior to that, and she didn't like what the producer did to it. So it just so happened we reached out to Bosh, and Bosh was like, all right, let me put something together. So he came back with this fire track. We were like, oh, we gotta go crazy. And
Yeah,
then
y'all went ham on that one.
yeah, she came with and I was like, oh shit, I got to come back with it. So that's how that came together, man. It was just a great vibe. Me and her got great.
How did you? Because I never heard of her until I saw that video. Like, how did you
What?
connect with her? Because she's fire, man.
Memphis B. It just so happened my promoter, Mr. Lover, he stayed in Longate. She's from
Uh,
Longate, and
oh, she's from Longate. All
yeah,
right.
she's from Longate. So what happened? I think I had just connected with Lover when I was on that first time, second time I went to Sierra Leone, and he heard me on the radio and he connected with me. He said, "I see your vision. I want to work with you." So it's like he connected me to the WhatsApp group. So she was on there one day and she was doing some type of promo. And I was like, yo, I like Shorty vibe. And I reached out to her. And then from then on, we was just like this. And I sent, songs to her. We vibe back and forth. And I'm like, yo, I'm signing you. I said, whenever I get signed, I'm signing you. Like, people reach out to me all the time, like, yo, sign me to.
So you have a label?
Yeah, Diamond Kingdom Entertainment, man.
Okay, so I hear that. I didn't know if it was an official label.
Diamond
So
Kingdom Entertainment.
so that's your label?
Yeah, this is headquarters, Diamond Kingdom Entertainment. We all this whole building, Diamond Kingdom
All right,
Entertainment.
all right. Well, the last 10 minutes, well, 8 minutes. The last 2 minutes is for you.
Yeah.
That's 8 minutes. We gotta talk business. I'm gonna go through the album. Let's talk. We don't really go into the business of it.
Yeah.
So wait. So when did you start the actual label?
I started the label the same time I started putting out records. Like it was just something. Like I said, this is not about me even being an artist. When I started the business, I wanted it for Sierra Leone. That's why it's called Diamond Kingdom.
So your label is based in Sierra Leone or here?
It's in both locations. Like I have Lover taking care of most of the stuff there in Sierra Leone for me. Like we on the phone every minute. Okay, but I have a label here. But my concentration been on getting on Sierra Leone. Now they all reach out to me like, yo, sign me and so forth. I encourage like people every day. I'm talking to somebody, and it's not that I don't want to sign anyone. I don't want to sign someone and I can't take care of them financially or everything else.
Right,
No,
right,
I
right,
don't want
right.
them labels like, oh, you signed on the paper and boom, boom, boom. No, I want you to make sure you could profit from it, make sure you can take care of your family, because that's what I'm doing all this for. So
So
that's
so
the
you
thing
you
that
you
take care.
have how many art have you signed some artists already, or right now it's just you under the label?
Me and you can pretty much say Mimish, but me,
You
me,
all right, so you taking your time
yeah.
and really investing in the artist.
It
So
need, because
so
like I said, I'm an actor and I've acted in so many movies, and most of the time I don't get paid, or they don't even give me gas money to get home, or nothing to eat, or nothing to drink. I'm not going to do that to other artists. I'm not going to get their stuff and put it on the shelf and let it sit there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I'm like, let me open doors, then all of y'all can come, and that's why I put my people on the
So you got Mimish, y'all working on something for Mimish? Is she
man.
working on the E?
Definitely. And the good thing is, like, the more the people hear other people on my record, they reach out like, yo, who's that? Like, people here or in London,
Yeah.
where I'm like, yo, this is my people's, and then I introduce them, then they get money elsewhere with them other people. So that's what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? As brothers and sisters. Like, I'm not here to hate on nobody. I got no hate in my heart. Thank God, God made me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure everybody, Boss will tell you, I hook Boss up with, yo, you got a contract with this man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to keep everything to myself. That's not how I'm made.
So okay, so now back to the music, right? Just the last you have like what's it called? You have like a trap song on this from the back. Was it from the back?
From the back.
So
Yeah.
what was the story behind that? You know, like it's
I'm a
crazy. Like, remember
strip
I said
club.
the last time, like trap music is like my guilty pleasure, right?
Yeah,
Because I got kids. I
yeah,
love listening to music with my kids,
yeah.
and I bang it out. But I can't listen to trap music with my kids in the car.
I definitely
So I always got
understand.
to bang it out when they're not in the car. So what's your story behind yours?
I definitely understand. That was I love the strip club. I used to love the strip club a lot.
Yeah.
My wife let me be who I am. Thank God.
You still love the strip club?
Yeah, I love the strip
It's
club.
so,
Like, I would
social
go there.
distance. How's the strip club gonna be with social distancing now, man? It's gonna be a whole nother game.
I guess they're gonna be like in those rooms like they have like in Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? You just throw money at them. What you call
You
it?
gonna throw it over
Yeah.
the clear glass?
But that might be what it is, man. Matter of fact, we probably need to invest in that. But nah, I just, I know some of my songs can't be played in certain locations. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
most of my songs are patriotic songs to Mama Salone, because that's what I'm talking to all the time. So I get that. So I'm like, if I go to strip club to perform, what song am I gonna use? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be sitting there like, yo, you too political, you too revolutionary, you can't. So I was like, I need to come up with something, just all parts of me. You know what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
be
You gotta
different.
make a more
Right.
complete, a
Yeah,
complete picture of who you
right.
are.
And that's what I
Yeah, that from the back is definitely a strip. It's definitely for the strip club.
right, right,
And then the last two, why and this is for Salone. What's the
yeah.
story?
Why I wanted, I dabble. So, my vocal skill, just like, you heard You Are My World. I just like, I'm not a singer, but I can, I write R&B records for other people. I do. I wrote a whole album for my men. And I was just like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? I was going to have somebody else sing it, but sometimes it's harder to get a singer on your record because whatever. So I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna do this myself. So I sung it and I did the rap to it and all that. And people were like, "Yo, that's kind of dope," So I
Good stuff. Good. All right, so that's the album. Tell me the album's name again. What's the album name again?
Hello to the World. And this for Sierra Leone, the last song on there, I did with Dino J. Shout out to Dino J. I wrote
Oh
the
yeah.
lyrics. Yeah, I wrote the lyrics for Dino J. Everything, man.
Did you hear Dino J's cover, the Freetown cover?
Yeah. That's my guy. It's on my.
Yo,
Yeah.
Dino J, his cover for Freetown. I'm talking about Tasha's Freetown.
Yeah.
Straight fire.
Yeah. I did
Straight
one
fire.
too. I didn't go to the studio to record. That's my problem. But I did one. I didn't even really put it out. But yeah,
I
Dino
didn't see
J.
it, man. You put some visuals on yours and put it out, man. Stand in front of a mic or
So
some
yeah.
B rolls with you on the mic.
And Dino J, one of them other people that I tell them all the time. I say, yo, you a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like you a real superstar. Like,
Yeah, he's got it.
yeah,
Lyrically, he's dope.
yeah. But that's another guy that's gonna ride with me. Like, like I'd be like, Dino, like even when I did the live concert on IG, Dino was one of the artists that showed up. Anytime I hit him, he's like, KG, I
He's
got it.
there.
So that's love.
All right, so I got 2 more minutes of my interview and before I get to you. And we didn't talk about your acting, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you got a YouTube series that it premiered like very recent, like a month ago.
Right. Actually,
And
it got
this
sent to Amazon, to Hulu, to all them places.
it
Yeah,
did.
yeah, they bought it. They bought it. Maverick Films bought it, and so it's been,
And you the one that produced it?
I didn't produce it. I'm just the main actor on there. I didn't produce that one. Another reason I haven't produced that much work, is because I just wanted. I have a story that I wrote for Prince Nicole, for real. Most people don't know who Prince Nicole is, but we know. Sweet mother. You know what I'm
I
saying?
never
He sold,
forget
yeah,
you.
he sold more records than Michael Jackson. People don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yes. Google
I
it,
didn't know
man.
that.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on a second. Are you serious?
Prince Nicole sold more than Billie Jean and all that. I'm serious, for a single.
For that Sweetwater single?
Yeah, and people don't even know that. So I wrote a whole movie about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to tell our own stories, man. Who gonna tell our stories? So,
Uh,
but I know,
wait. I thought he's not he's Nigerian, right? Not
yeah,
Nigerian.
yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right.
But I
So,
mean, but
so
who's gonna
he
tell
did a
our
whole story.
story?
He did. How did you find out about it?
Man, I'm a reader. I read a lot. I do a lot of research, and like I said, it's one of the songs. I even played that at my wedding and everything because both of my mothers not here.
Yeah.
So that song always been resonating in my heart, man. So I was like looking at it and boom, 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 did some research on it, and yeah, he actually
Yeah.
outsold Michael Jackson, but nobody ever's gonna talk
I
about
did not know about.
it.
Hey, I've reached and I gotta hit. I gotta be sharp on that 30 minutes so I can upload both parts
Yeah,
on IG.
yeah.
Last 2 minutes before I gotta shut it down is all you, man. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Yeah.
Last 2 minutes on you. You just gotta finish up with Sergio to the top.
Okay, Leone to the top. That's what it is, man. First of all, I just want to thank you, man, for creating a platform for all of us to express ourselves and to relate back to the motherland. That's what we're here for. If you ever hear KG, man, just know I'm here for the green, white, and blue, nothing else, man. If nobody loves you, you know KG do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, Diamond Kingdom Entertainment. Yo, my niggas Drizz is the heir to the throne. But this is my time for the moment. I own it. Smash all opponents. The weatherman said a cyclone is Sierra Leone, but when I hit in free time, you better sit down. Listen, KG, execute clowns. Prince Nicole with the afro, have you singing, sweet mother, me not go forget you. For this suffer where you suffer for me. That's right, I'm dead nice. Like a party crasher at your wedding throwing cooked rice. You better think twice. The fangs out, blood dripping, get the first bite. That's my birthright. It's the bikini with the sicky flow. Came through the door with the sticky icky, yo. Always rep my city. Shout out to Bo. It's the takeover. I'm in control, yo. Who on Palava with the Salone brigades, machetes and blades, and we throw grenades. But hey, with the life of the party, the women ain't dancing unless we started. Alhamdulillah, we gonna get there by a plane or a car. Inshallah, this here's a ghost. Salone, I'm the arrow. Also the crossbow. Say something now. Yeah, I thought so. Say something else. Get your jaw broke. Ha! What up, Salone? To the
Oh,
top.
say, oh yeah, I love it, I love it. And you got the Sergio, and you got the Sergio to the top, yo. All right,
Yo!
man. We out, man.
You know what it is?
Give thanks, yo.
Thank you, brother.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you.